Hey there everyone, Joseph Corcoran here, and today I'm going to show you something very interesting for my next review. And what it is this time is a DVD review, and that is Santa Claus the Movie from 1985. If you're wondering where I got this DVD, I got this in a CEX in Sittingbourne where my nan lives. And what do I like about this film? Well, I love Christmas so much as it is almost upon us as we are still in November. And this film came out on November 27th, 1985. And and it's got a really great casting choice in this film, like Santa, for example, played by the late David Huddleston, before he played the Big in The Big Lebowski. One of Santa's elves called Patch, played by the late Dudley Moore, as the title on the cover of here, for some reason. And the main villain of the film, BZ, played by John Lithgow. And Mrs. Claus, played by Judy Cornwell, before she was in Keeping Up Appearances as Daisy. And a special appearance by Burgess Meredith as an ancient elf, who only appears in one scene, and that's it, where he makes a speech to all the elves. And I thank Mr. Jorgensen Dentas Tosk for putting Burgess Meredith's ancient elf in his performance compilation video. Thank you, Patrick, if you're watching this. And what I like as well, this film is not to be confused with the Tim Allen ones, which were called The Santa Claus, because that has an E in it. This one doesn't. Even though them films with Tim Allen in, I like them better as a duology, as 1 and 2 better, not a trilogy. And also, this film shares a similarity to the Superman films, as it is produced by Alexander and Ilya Solkind, and directed by Janet Swark, the director of Supergirl. And it's really got a good, and the origin as well is very similar to Superman, like Santa being kind to children. Like in the beginning, before he gets his powers, he's a humble woodcutter who delivers who makes wooden toys and delivers them each Christmas to all the children in his village. And travelling along with them is with his wife Anya, and 2 reindeer, Donna and Blitzen. And getting lost in a snowy blizzard while delivering more toys. Transported to the North Pole, being welcomed by the elves, showing them their new home, making the outfit and more toys, and a big Santa mythology sequence, all the way up from the 14th century to the 20th century. That's a really good sequence. That's a really good act for the film. The second act is when Dudley Moore's elf runs away from the North Pole and meets a toy manufacturer called BZ, played by John Lithgow, who tricks him into helping, and plans to take over Christmas. Sort of more like an evil thing, being a rip-off to Lex Luthor. But there's one scene I did like in that film where Santa says to his wife that the world is a different place and people don't seem to care about giving a gift just so they can see the light of happiness in a friend's eyes. That scene is also my opinion about Disney today, which is true, but I don't know what I'm trying to. And then the last act is when two of the children that Santa befriended earlier, which are Joe, played by Christian Fitzpatrick, and a girl called Cornelia, played by Kerry Heim. They try to stop BZ's plans after Joe gets tied up by BZ in his factory and untied by Patch, and delivering all candy canes that Patch made with magic reindeer feed, juiced up, hide up. And when they fly over to the North Pole in the Patchmobile, they start to explode. I have to admit though, the way how they made it was really brilliant. Like, in some scenes they use actual reindeer and sometimes they use animatronics. And for the flying they use blue screen, and then some using the miniature effects from the work of Derek Meddins. And it does feature a good music score and songs by the late Henry Mancini, the same composer of the Pink Panther films. Yeah. And it has a good ending as well, where after saving Patch and Joe and returning to the North Pole, celebrating the return of Patch, Joe gets adopted by Santa and Anya, and Cornelia asks if she could stay. And it's sort of like a happy ending. As well as that, it ends with BZ floating into space after eating Patch's candy canes, as the reindeer formula was hied up. Sort of a funny ending. If you have not seen this, I recommend. Anyway, that's my review of Santa Claus the movie, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you another time.